Last week the world was introduced to a new product called Pause Pod, a private pop-up space free from stressful moments designed by a team of inventors and advertisers based in Gothenburg, Sweden. While it did receive some initial positive press, it was almost instantly and thoroughly mocked on social media, in part for some of its silly-sounding features, night on demand, and its overly dramatic pitch video. But mostly, it was mocked because with Pause Pod, this group of hip Scandinavian designers essentially had invented a tent. The self-seriousness of the group's web presence didn't help matters. But despite the online roasting, the project has been something of a success, Adam Mikkelsen, one of the inventors, told Esquire. In the initial crowdfunding round, the team set out to raise $10,000. It brought in over $100,000 in 30 days. With pre-orders, that amount has grown to about $140,000, with nearly 2,000 Pause Pods ordered, he claims. On top of it all, the team actually has a pretty good sense of humor about the whole thing, and more importantly, a better plan than it might seem from afar. Perhaps it's all the naps they're taking. Esquire called Mikkelsen to talk about the Pause Pod's reception and how we could all, whether or not we buy the fancy Swedish office tent, use a timeout. On the stress of the always connected workday, me childhood friend Eric Calderon and we run an advertising agency in Sweden. We work from different cities, depending on the project, or at the office, or home. Every waking hour is somewhat working hours, so we were starting to feel the symptoms of stress. We didn't really relax 100% at any time of the day. We started a couple of years ago meditating, doing yoga, trying to have screen detox. But we couldn't really find a physical place where we could feel completely relaxed. On the difficulties of taking a pause from life and work when I was studying, I always went around in my apartment and cleaned, because I couldn't concentrate when there were objects or other people disturbing me. We started to talk about our childhood, when we used to build blanket forts, so we played around with it at the office, building a little relaxation space. We would schedule 20 minutes every day, in our calendar, that you actually had to not work, and not bring your laptop or phone in there. Whether you call it meditation, a relaxation, or a power nap, it felt kind of strange, especially in the beginning, to schedule doing nothing. It seemed lazy to just sit on a sofa staring at the wall or something. We had to make it into an event in order for it to happen. We built a prototype and showed it to the people we work with, family, and friends. In our somewhat stressful society, a lot of people could relate. We built 8 of them, an early version, to give to local officers. We decided to try it out on crowdfunding, but we never really expected it to go that well, or to get any media attention and sales requests. Whether you call it meditation, a relaxation, or a power nap, it felt kind of strange, especially in the beginning, to schedule doing nothing. On being roasted for their tent design on Twitter, everyone is like, oh, it's just a tent. We never claimed that it's not a tent. I think all of the comments are creative and funny. It's definitely not a relaxation solution for everyone. It's divided people. You get it if you're familiar with feeling stressed and doing meditation and mindfulness. But there's been a lot of Twitter action, making fun of it as well. We tried to never say, if you want to relax, you have to get a Pause Pod. If you just want to close your eyes or listen to music, that's fine. But we wanted to shine a light on a problem in today's society you never think about. You just go on with career and activities. I would say we want to democratize the pause, or take the pause back, as an event. Making doing nothing, or alone time, into an event is what's required, for me at least, to actually do it. On the potential cultural disconnect, the concept is rather new in the US. I think mindfulness and yoga and meditation has perhaps been expanding more in Sweden for some reason. We don't have much sunlight, so we need to do stuff, but with the internet and Twitter and the haters, if you post something funny about something, it has a bigger chance of going viral. We're well aware that the Pause Pod itself, on a product level, is probably seen as strange to a lot of people. It was even for me when we started to talk about it. But once you experience it, I think most people will get it's way better than we could try to explain in product description.